Hey Stephen, how you doing? I was just reading through your writing here. I want to address a couple of things here. It says the masked image. Well, it looks like you had a problem with the masked image placement and the scale of the masked image, and we do see some distortions in that masked image. It is definitely stretched. We'll take a look at that in 1 second. But to me, it looks like okay, it looks like the way you're cropping or trying to fit a cropped image into the banner ad itself. And basically what's happening is you're taking this image here and you're fitting it into a different resolution here. Now don't forget, this image was placed as a 300 ppi high resolution image. However, you're taking that and placing that into a 150 ppi file. So the change in resolution, of course, is going to change the size of the image, and that's why you have that image size change. Now, there's a great tool, and I'm not real sure. I have a feeling you hadn't had a look at this video, but there's a really great tool to ensure your crop will fit perfectly in 150 ppi. And let me show you where you can find that. It's right here. I'm over in the week 5 announcement right here. Welcome to week 5. And if you come right down here to this tutorial right here, I show you how to take the original image and crop it right at a 1280 by 300 at 150 ppi. So it'll fit perfectly every time, no distortions at all. Be sure to review this video here and also the other video. You should be really reviewing all of the videos in the announcements area. I mean, most students that view and follow these tutorials and all of these videos really, really perform very well. So my recommendation is that all students review those videos. Let's go ahead and take a look at the work. Okay, so we've got the magazine ad and the banner ad up. Now, I think the first and the most obvious thing is that this image is not the same as this. We can clearly see this is stretched, and you don't want to do that. Now, another thing that could have possibly happened is trying to resize this. Now, when you place this image in this file, actually, it should be a crop of the background image. It looks like you cropped the background image and then went ahead and placed this. And that's an interesting way to do things. Definitely, I think that works better because the crop right here will only show the background, won't show those wonderful mountains or that rock formation in the water. And I think that's really a fascinating part of the ad, and we want to preserve that. So the recommendation, of course, would be to crop the background image, then place this image and resize it accordingly. Now, when you do resize it, it's really important that you constrain the original aspect ratio or the proportion of the image to prevent any kind of distorted stretching of the image. One thing you want to do there is once you place that image, or when you get that image in there, if you want to resize it, just make sure that you're constraining those proportions. Hold the shift key down when you resize it, and that should do the trick. Depending on what version of Photoshop, some newer versions will automatically constrain those proportions, but just to ensure that they are, just hold the shift key down when you select the image to resize it, drag the corner bounding box, make sure you're holding the shift key down. The only other recommendation I have is you don't have to include the entire address up here. You can just include right there, St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. And that's the only thing. I mean, most people know that if you click on a banner, it'll take you to the site where all of that information is readily available. So other than that, I think that you're showing good proficiency. Nice job on the animation. Everything else looks good, but I do definitely have concerns about that stretched image, so we want to address that. Another thing I would recommend in a magazine ad, just to get things more further into a more effective alignment. Let's go ahead and take this area right here, this kind of segue, and pull it over and left align it right there. And then I would reduce the size of that body copyright. It's a little bit large right there. Okay, fantastic. Other than that, I mean, you're well on your way to a successful campaign. Just a couple of adjustments here with the banner, and I think we're in good shape. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any clarifications. But yeah, we definitely want to adjust that part to finalize this campaign. If you want to run it by me before next week when the finals do have at it, I'll be glad to make additional comments. All right, great start. Thanks so much for sharing.